We're applying for the Solitaire grant, and they want us to answer 2 questions. We'll be doing question 1 in this video.
Great. What's the first question?
What is the role of our work in power building?
Well, I can take a shot at that question. I think we have to start by defining power. I would say that power is the ability to make things happen. And we want 100% of the public's tax dollars to be used for public needs instead of used to increase the wealth of the shareholders of private banks, which is what's happening now.
That works, but how would you explain what a public bank is?
I can answer that one. A public bank is a unique FDIC-insured institution that holds local or regional government tax dollars and empowers a community to invest in its own priorities, like affordable housing and clean energy, and divest from industries that actively harm it, like prisons and fossil fuels. A public bank will allow the East Bay to make good on our commitments to racial and economic justice by prioritizing low-cost loans and investments in BIPOC-owned businesses and underserved communities. In other words, the public bank enables a groundbreaking pathway to financial access for historically underrepresented communities. So it's a critical piece of economic infrastructure we need to create in order to have vibrant, sustainable local economies where people have power to decide how public money is spent.
Well, they'll want to know how the people who need the power are going to get it with a public bank.
I've got that answer. We spent the last 4 years building and applying people power to get authorizing state legislation passed, which happened in 2019. We're continuing to build power through educating the public, community groups, and elected officials about how the financial system currently works to everyone's disadvantage, obviously, except for big bank shareholders. And we're explaining why public banking is essential to ensure a more democratic economy.
And critically, our governance plan for the bank calls for all seats on the bank board to be held by people who embrace our values, prioritizing people who represent historically marginalized and underserved communities. This will ensure that community members have ongoing decision-making power over the allocation of public resources and oversight over bank procedures and practices. So Public Bank East Bay not only requires people power to be established through convincing elected officials and city or county staff, but it also creates an infrastructure to sustain that power over time through giving the community greater control over our resources.
Okay, that's clear. So this is the end of our first video. I'll see you all in the next video when we answer question 2.